Welcome back. This is round two of tonight's Vital Quiz Bowl. We have two new teams. To my right, we have Wonderlab, and to my left, we have the Northside Story. Northside Story will be the red team. Wonderlab will be the yellow team. And we'll start by having Northside Story test their buzzers and give their names.
Helmsing.
What did I say I was?
Helmsung.
Helm sang.
Helm sank.
We're not about to call you by name in this, so you'll be just the Northside Story. Wonderlab, test your buzzers and try your microphone.
Celeste.
Jamie. Jaron.
Sarah.
Okay, if you're playing along at home, this is not Jeopardy. You do not have to give the answer in the form of a question, just give the answer. Here we go. If you buzz, only you can answer, no consultation. If there is a bonus question, I'll let you know, and that is when you may consult, but the captain will give the answer. Health and medicine in our first category for 5 points. What is the more common name for what is referred anatomically as the hallux? What is the more common name? Go ahead.
Collarbone.
No. What is the common name for what is referred to anatomically as the hallux? Hallux.
The arch of the foot.
It's the big toe we're looking for. 10 points in history. During which president's administration was the institution of air marshals established in an effort to deal with the proliferation of commercial airline hijacking?
Ronald Reagan.
That is not correct. Sorry about that. For you, Northside, during which president's administration were air marshals started?
Nixon.
That is correct for 10 points. Indiana for 5 points. What Indiana city is the site of Ball State University? Go ahead, Northside.
Muncie.
That is correct for 5. Literacy for 5. Pronounce the homophone, meaning release, very cold, or sculptured strip on a building. Go ahead.
Freeze.
Freeze is correct for 5 points. Literature for 5. This grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore. Go ahead.
Raven.
That is correct. Was Edgar Allan Poe's reference to what creature? That was 5 points. Nature for 5. Because a cockroach's brain is spread throughout its body, chopping off its head will not immediately kill one. Though without a head, a creature can last for only a week, succumbing due to what cause?
Starvation.
That is correct for 5 points. For 5 points, potpourri. Who in 2004 went to jail after being accused of conspiracy and obstruction of justice? Go ahead.
Martha Stewart.
That is correct. For the domestic diva with her own television show, magazine, and houseware line. Sports and leisure for 5 points. Name the baseball pitcher who won more games during his career than any other with 511.
Cy Young.
That is correct for 5 points. Arts and music for 5 points. Name the musical group whose best known songs include Love Me 2 Times, Hello, I... Go ahead.
The Doors.
That is correct for 5 points. Entertainment for 5 points. A Shot in the Dark was the second.
The Pink Panther.
That's not what we're looking for. A Shot in the Dark was the second film release in the series featuring what bumbling detective? You have to buzz in.
Inspector Clouseau.
That is correct for 5 points. For more information about literacy and the Vital program, visit the Monroe County Public Library or call Vital at 349-3173. Wonderlab 15, Northside Story 35, 7 minutes left. Geography, 10 points. What is the name for the narrow strip of land connecting two larger masses of... Go ahead.
Isthmus.
That is correct for 10 points. Health and medicine for 5. What is the study of the heart called? Go ahead.
Cardiology.
That is correct for 5 points. History for 10. The shooting of what person on Good Friday, April 14th, 1865, shook the nation? Go ahead.
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct for 10 points. Literacy for 10. In the sentence, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. What word is the object of the preposition? Go ahead.
Dog.
That is correct for 10 points. Science for 5 points. What was the name of the first artificial satellite launched in
Sputnik.
That is judges? No? Okay. Could you be more specific?
Sputnik 1.
That is correct for 5 points. Sports and leisure for 10. What sign of the zodiac is represented by two fish?
Pisces.
Was that over here, Keith? Okay. 10 points for Wonderlab. That is correct. Sports and leisure for 5. Which sign of the zodiac is represented by twins?
Gemini.
That is correct for 5 points. Arts and music for 5. What is the name for the series of horizontal lines used in music note?
The score.
Not what we're looking for. What is the name? Go ahead.
Staff.
The staff is correct for 5 points. Common knowledge for 5. What does the commonly used acronym stand for ASAP? Go ahead.
As soon as possible.
That is correct for 5. Entertainment for 5. In the Popeye cartoons, which character has a brother named Castor? Go ahead.
Olive oil.
That is correct for 5 points. Geography for 5. What was the nickname given during the construction to the Erie Canal, which connects the Hudson River to the Great Lakes? What was the nickname given to it during its construction to the Erie Canal, which connects the Hudson River to the Great Lakes? Time up. The Big Ditch is what we're looking for. Health and medicine for 5. What is the usual color of the sclera of the human eye? Go ahead.
White.
That is correct for 5 points. History, 5 points. Who was the first American in space? Go ahead, Uptown, or Northside.
Neil Armstrong.
Not the answer we're looking for. Who was the first American in space? You can't consult.
Oh, I can't.
No, you have to give an answer.
John Glenn.
We're looking for Alan Shepard. Literacy for 5 points. Meaning foolish, silly, or crazy. From what language does the word gonzo come? Go ahead.
Russian.
No. Meaning foolish, silly, or crazy. From what language?
Italian.
Italian is correct for 5 points. Literature for 10 points. The expression by Jove refers to what ancient Roman god?
Jupiter.
Correct for 10 points. Science for 10 points. In astronomy, what is the term for the point on the body's orbit at which it is at its farthest from the Earth? Go ahead.
Aphelion.
Judges?
I don't think so, but he may know more than we do.
Okay. Could you try to be more specific?
It's aphelion and perihelion. Perihelion is closer, aphelion is farther away. I believe. I could be wrong. Oh, too long.
The problem is that's not the answer we have down on the card, so we have to refer to the judges.
I don't know if that's the same thing as the
Apogee is the answer on the card. So let's throw that one out. Let me give the score before we start the clock again. We've got 35 points for Wonderlab, 105 for Northside Story, and 3 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. Sports and leisure for 5 points. With what sport are the following individuals associated? Don Budge, Maria Bueno, Jean Zon, Barato, and Bjorn Borg. Go ahead.
Tennis.
Correct for 5 points. Arts and music for 5. With what field of art? The following artists most associated? Robert Capa, Dorothy Lang, Man Ray, and Robert. Go ahead.
Photography.
That is correct. Robert Mapplethorpe was the last one. 10 points. Common knowledge. What is the common saying that could be rephrased? Despondency adores companionship.
Misery loves company.
That is correct for 10 points.